Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Talking Fitchburg. It is Tuesday, May 26, 2020. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful weekend and a good Monday. It was a hot one. Oh, man, was it a hot one. If you haven't turned your air conditioning on, well, today was probably that indicator of, hi, summer's here. And yeah, it was just steamy out there. Can't wait to see what high temperatures reach today because, boy, times I was outside, it was a rough one. So, and we still got more storms coming up this week, so we'll keep an eye on that. But it looks like warm weather's here to stay. Just think, a couple weeks ago, we were like, is it gonna snow? Is it gonna be cold? Below zero? Oh my goodness, not below zero, but below freezing when you had already planted your gardens and stuff. So hopefully, we're now on the cruise control here as far as summer weather goes, and as far as our show, we're on cruise control as well. It's Tuesday, but we're going to treat it like a Monday in some respects with your Road construction update. Yeah, we'll get you that coming up here in just a little bit. Plus, we'll check back in with my friends at the Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection as we talk about SBA loans, Small Business Association loans, making sure that you don't get scammed if you are a business. Lots of information to talk about here today. But first, we'll turn to the headlines. And we got some information here on COVID. Generally speaking, I've been trying not to do too much COVID data, try to limit that to once a week because it changes so quickly. But wanted to give you the kind of the update synopsis that going into the forward Dane piece. The phase one started today. More phases are going to be continuing to open up, and we want to make sure we understand it. So we'll go to the data first here. And starting as of this morning, so this came in this morning early, so things have probably changed throughout the day, but as of 9:30 a.m. this morning, 14 new positive test cases, bringing that total to 630 total positive tests here in Dane County. And if you still want to get tested, you can go and get tested for free at the Lion Energy Center. They have that open through Saturday. For more information, you'll want to check out Public Health DC. That's Public Health, mdc.com. And they'll have the information on there. And they do have their dashboard updated as well. So we want to take a look at that and give you a synopsis of kind of where we're at here as far as cases, total tests. That's all there. So the 630 confirmed cases. We have now total out at 27,462 tests. And cases that had hospitalizations, were 149, and we're at 26 deaths here in Dane County. The trend still continuing upward here. This isn't looking at, we've always talked about the up and down curve and flattening the curve. This is showing by cases going up by the month here, or by the day and through the month here since that has started, which you can check on this very helpful piece. And they've got the tabs across the bottom there that you can look at to understand some of the data that our health officials are looking at. And speaking of that, we want to talk about the phases. Phase one starting today. So as you're thinking about the phases here, phase one currently will have many businesses opening up at 25% capacity. That's gatherings up to 10 indoors, private home, or 50 indoors, public venue, 50 outdoors with physical distancing. And each phase takes about 14 days. So that's kind of what they're looking at. We'll look at this in a second. But if you are heading out to doing any of this, this is the key here. If you're leaving the house, wear your face mask covering when you're out in the public. Now, this is going to help protect. Again, we're still we're taking this day by day. We're learning, right? And we want you to make sure you protect yourselves. So make sure you have your face covering ready to go when you head out the door, and then make sure you do wash those frequently as well. And continuing the social distancing and continuing the washing hands. We ought to keep doing that. So that's all part of this. So looking at the phase here, and understanding kind of the direction that we're going, it is this. So this is kind of the chart that they had set up. We went through this last week, and again, this is all available online, so you can check it out. So we are in the phase one here, And as we move forward to phase two, the things that they're going to be looking for here is assess of the 14 days after the implementation of phase two. So if more than half of the metrics in Dane County are green, then the metrics in Dane County or southern Wisconsin are red, they'll move on to phase three. So if it's not met after the 14 days, then they'll hold off and reassess. So right now in our one phase here, we're assessing 14 days after implementation of one. And more than half of the pieces turn green, which they have a full criteria for this available online for you. Then they can move on to that next phase. So I know it's complicated, and we're getting breakdowns as we move through this forward. But basically, right now, as we're in the phase one here, it's 14 days now of monitoring to see how things go. And if things continue to trend better, meaning less cases, then things hit the metrics that they're looking for, then they'll be able to move on to that phase two, which allows additional opening of different pieces. And as we saw last week too, I mean, this is a trend that things could get better and then they could get worse, then they could get better and then they can get worse. So we're going to continue to keep you updated, do our best to share the information, but following the simple guidelines of wearing that face mask, doing the social distancing, washing your hands, remember that 20 seconds, all those things play a big role here as we move forward. And again, just take it step by step, and we'll continue to get through this. So bear with everybody. And yeah, you've done a great job, Fitchburg. We can keep doing this. All right, Fitchburg Public Safety over the weekend paid tribute to Memorial Day. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have our observance this year with the COVID-19 pandemic, but our public safety officials took the time to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Personnel from Fitchburg Fire Rescue, Fitchburg EMS, and the Wisconsin State Patrol on hand and playing the taps there at 3 p.m. yesterday at the Veterans Memorial Park there. That's Gorman Wayside Veterans Park. Paying tribute there. It was a nice piece. Hopefully you got to check out there's some great stuff online over the weekend of tributes for Memorial Day. Happening last Friday on the 22nd, you may have heard some of this around the city. That's right. Fitchburg Public Safety out there with their second edition of the Friday Night Lights, breaking it down into two groups so they could get a better area coverage. But you came out full, Fitchburg, with your signs and just waving and checking out all the safety vehicles. Some people caught off guard coming out to say, "What's going on?" But yeah, it was pretty cool. And we'll let you know when the next one happens. But yeah, thank you for coming out. See, if you're stuck at home, not too bad. You can see the parade of lights. And yeah, glad I was able to, I appreciate Fitchburg Fire Rescue hooking us up with our front seat view there. And we did some streaming of that through our Facebook page too. And hey, even Andrew came on and said, hey, so I mean, come on, what could be better than that? A break. That's what can be better. We'll take a quick break. Coming up next, we'll open up the Fitchburg Digest. We're talking about our Road construction update. But first, here's a look at the meetings we're working this upcoming week.